If Formula One has taught us one thing, it's that you should never write anything off. Hamilton to Ferrari was just the most recent example of a shock move that nobody saw coming, no matter how much some experts will have you believe they did. While yes, it's always been a fun thought experiment, nobody really could have seen this move coming, especially at the time it happened. The cause of such shocks are typically right under our noses, however, with dissatisfaction with the direction the team is headed, inter-team fallouts and isolation throughout controversy being just a few of the motives that can cause an earth-shattering shakeup in the sport, rendering the silly season more insane than silly. Well, while we still have the straitjackets on following the back end of the winter break, we can't help but feel there is still more to come, with the drivers' market, rule changes and politics of Formula One all having a part to play. So then, a team in turmoil? Check. A driver in his prime who won't hesitate to do what's best for his career? Check. All that's missing now is the match to light the fuse, and it seems like Jos Verstappen may be providing a flamethrower instead. Want to know how the drama at Red Bull could lead to a Max exit? Stranger things have been happening recently, but just how likely is this? And stick around, because Toto already lost out on Max once, so would he really let the opportunity slip through his fingers again? So what exactly is going on? We'll skip over all the preamble about Horner, as I'm sure we're all up to date on that, so let's just focus in on what Jos Verstappen has been up to. The most recent tension at Red Bull stems from a quote released by Mail Sport. Soon after all the talk emanating from the team of unity and a combined front to take on the season, Jos is quoted as saying, "There is tension here while he remains in position. The team is in danger of being torn apart. It can't go on the way it is, it will explode. He is playing the victim when he is the one causing the problems." A man not exactly known for being uncontroversial himself, Jos has a history of stirring the pot both behind the scenes at Red Bull and in general. This quote, paired with well-substantiated rumors of a Bahrain paddock clash between Jos and Horner, indicates that the team remains on edge internally. Jos went on to confirm he had made his worries about Horner remaining at the team clear, and the jeopardy he feels it places on his son's future at the team. However, he was far more measured in his statement to The Times when he said, "It's better to stay quiet now. The most important thing is that Max has a good car and team around him, and that all of this doesn't affect him too much." Such is the extent of the tension between Jos and the team principal, he has opted to be absent from the upcoming Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, with his continued frustration at the negative spotlight cast on the team by Horner's continued controversy as it lingers like a miasma around the Red Bull garages, drawing in the media's cameras and questioning like flies to the stink. The additional pressures that Jos surely won't appreciate is from above the team in the FIA, with President Mohammed Ben Sulayem reportedly telling Max that he must publicly back Christian Horner. The story came out from none other than Dutch publication De Telegraaf, with the conversation reportedly following Christian Horner's meeting with the FIA president earlier on the weekend, as Horner was seen walking with the president into the paddock during the FP3 session following their meeting, shaking hands and leaving on amicable terms as Horner returned to the pit wall. With Jos Verstappen's claims that Horner is harming the team and playing the victim, combined with Max's resolute stance from last season that everything is in its right place and shouldn't be touched if the team wants him to stay happy, it's created the stickiest of situations. Last season, when it was Helmut Marko facing the Wolves at the door, Max said that nothing should change and that the success of the team was down to the right people doing their jobs to the highest level. He also made it clear that Horner and Helmut leaving the team would have an impact on his future, saying, "That's why they're not leaving. Everyone is staying in exactly the same role. That has never really been a discussion. It's very important when you're doing well, and the team are doing very well, that you keep those people that are very important to the success of the team. Everyone knows that." From our side, it's always been super clear. I don't know why people outside the team were trying to doubt that. From our side, it's always been clear that it has to stay that way. But it appears now more than ever that things may not stay as they have been over the course of Max's domination of the sport, and that time may soon come where he's faced with a choice. See what changes and remain the face of the team, or perhaps make a move elsewhere to remove yourself from the ensuing storm and the potentially larger storm on the horizon. Max leaving Red Bull is something that Helmut Marko recently acknowledged. However, he only spoke of it as a reaction to a loss of performance and faith in the team, with the advisor saying, "In every Formula One contract, there are certain clauses. That also applies to Max's contract. I just don't think an astronomical amount of money is a theme for him. We have to provide him with a winning car. Of course, he is interested in success as a driver. Max is not getting any younger. If Max no longer sees a light on the horizon with Red Bull and performance criteria start to play a role, it's clear that he will also start looking around him." However, the performance of the car is not necessarily the be-all and end-all for a driver. An uncomfortable environment inevitably leads to mistakes and fractures within the team and results in a downturn in performance, regardless of the package they bring to the circuit. These mistakes can be anything from communication breakdowns between engineers, incorrect setups, and increased pressures on the drivers to perform. After all, was it not dissatisfaction with the approach of the team as well as the feeling of not being wanted, combined with the convenient landscape of the paddock that led to Lewis leaving Mercedes? Something considered unthinkable just a few years back. So, tinfoil hats on everyone. Let's just say this does happen. Everything at Red Bull implodes and Max is left looking for an escape route. Where does he go? Well, there's no better and more open seat at the moment than the one left behind by Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes. It's not like we'll see Max in something like an Alpine anytime soon, though maybe he could miraculously be able to bring that toaster on wheels into Q2. And the other top seats at Ferrari are taken. This isn't all just unfounded either, as there have been meetings between the Verstappens and team boss Toto Wolff recently, so perhaps Max is eyeing up the exit as a failsafe if the world champions were to fall apart like Jos expects them to. Wolff chalked up the meeting as a mere congratulating of Max's achievements. However, he did leave the door open for the world champion if he did decide to take the leap across the paddock, as the Mercedes team principal said. I have known Jos for 25 years, with ups and downs, and I simply congratulated on his son's achievement. Max is driving in a galaxy of his own. Wolff was then pressed about whether Verstappen could join the team. He replied, "Everything is possible." The speculation also intensified following a dismal debut for Mercedes prospect Andrea Antonelli. However, the team principal immediately shut that down, saying that the teammate being used as a litmus test for Antonelli, Oliver Behrman, is a top driver himself, and the two drivers being down in 17th and 18th should be taken as an anomaly. The team principal did, however, say that while there has been pressure generated by Lewis leaving the team so unexpectedly, he is in no rush to finalize the driver lineup for next year, and is willing to wait for the right opportunities to present themselves to him, with the team principal saying, "I'm in no hurry to decide on drivers. I've been rushed in a hurry by Lewis, so I'll just stand around and kind of take it easy and evaluate the market." Max is contracted with Red Bull until 2028, but given his insistence on Horner and Marko remaining present, it could be speculated that he has exit clauses in his contract based around certain people staying in the team. It's not something unheard of after all, as Adrian Newey and Christian Horner used to have similar clauses in their contracts at Red Bull before their relationship dwindled in recent years. At the end of the day, Red Bull on track this season looks to be as formidable as they were in the years prior. However, whether this will be a last hurrah with Max Verstappen as the team burns down around him remains to be seen. One thing is for sure, the 2-year silly season is upon us, and it appears that it's only going to get more ludicrous as it goes on. So be sure to stick around with us for the ride. What do you think? Could we see Max in Mercedes overalls by the start of the new regulations? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching.